Many single women watch this show, and some are mothers, some are not. And I know from my events, I meet them, they think that if they start a business, they cannot have a family. If they want to be successful, there is no chance to have a family. So I have to wait to have a kid or two. I cannot be successful if I want to be a mother. So I have to decide being a mother or being a business woman.
Right? Yeah. No.
How can you juggle all these
Seriously.
projects?
Yeah, well, what's hilarious is my former husband is a professional juggler, and my kids are still walkers and they juggle, which is funny that you say that.
Yeah.
But so back up a little bit, I had a 6-figure job when I was 24, but was not happy in life, right? I was like going after the money, realized I hate my life, quit that job, ended up getting pregnant. I was married at the time, getting pregnant. And my son was the catalyst for me actually quitting, because I didn't want to quit, because who quits a 6-figure job? Plus we had tons of debt, so that was difficult also. But when he was born, I was like, okay, now I'm going to start my business, which was kind of silly. No, it was really dumb, because I was
contradictional,
right? This is a great time. Yeah, he had colic very, very badly and screamed all the time also. So the hard thing was my former husband was a professional juggler, made maybe 50 grand, a little less a year, but it was like hit and miss. It'd be like summers were great and winters weren't. And I was quitting health insurance, 6-figure job. Like, we had a house. It was not really the smartest.
And the mortgage probably?
Yes, we had a $250,000 mortgage, yeah. And when I quit, we ended up paying off that $70,000 in debt, like working our butt off before I ended up quitting. But I would much rather work at Home Depot if I have to and be home with my kids more than not, right? And knock on wood, haven't had to work at Home Depot yet. So but the amount of stress that I put myself through was silly, I should say. Not that it wasn't worth it, because it was totally worth it. But I wish I had done one piece a little bit differently. Well, I shouldn't say that. I learned a lot of lessons. The problem was I needed to learn patience way more than I ever thought I would. Because when you have a baby and you want to be the best mother you can, and you're trying to brand new start a business, and the challenges that come with getting outside your comfort zone and trying to actually understand how the heck to do this, it's a lot of pressure, especially because we had money pressure too. And so
money pressure, kids pressure.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, and it's interesting because, like I said, I wouldn't have done it any differently, but I learned so many lessons in that doing one thing at a time and going all in makes a big difference, right? So, because I was exhausted trying to do all this. And so it took a good solid 2 years before I felt like I had any type of income that was great. And then, of course, we had a baby again, right? 2.5 years afterwards. But I've learned so much to mitigate that stress. I was putting that stress on myself. Like, it wasn't the baby that was doing it. It wasn't the business that was doing it. It was my own, self-inflicted, it sounds horrible, but it was that. So it actually taught me a lot of letting go, of going with the flow, of trying, like I said at the beginning, to be happy when I was with the kids. Because before it was the opposite. When they were young, I was like, I should be doing my email. I need to be prospecting more, And I wasn't happy on either side. Yeah, I was a martyr, but I did it to myself. So I can't, you know what I mean? And that's something that I had to let the pain get great, because I was that, I'm fine. I can take anything. I can do whatever it takes. And I can, until why bother? Or why put yourself through that much pain and stress in order to get the life you want? That's not fun either. That's the whole point of my show. To not have to go through pain in order to have the life you want. And so thankfully, I've learned a lot of lessons letting go and going with the flow 1,000,000 times more than I ever used to. Enjoying life is kind of important,